If you tolerate what you know to be as incorrect behavior in someone else, near and dear to you, let's say, I say to you that you have misplaced love. And you can read that from any direction or angle you want. You have misplaced love. Because can I make a John move because so that way I can use because and then I won't get in trouble by my English teacher or my mother. But I bet both of them dead by now and my mature. My English teacher. Yeah, okay. Mature. I'm like, bitch, this is American English. Can you say mature? I didn't say that to her because my teacher probably wouldn't have been a good thing to do. Just in general. Nothing good could come of that, me cracking out like that. Like the time they wasted our money, taxpayer money, on, I don't even remember the subject matter now. And we were all forced to take it. And it was on parlaying or becoming a subcontractor or using your talents and reapplying them in other areas. And I said to the speaker, who I'm sure the Department of Labor paid a lot of money to, I said that I broke his sentence because, that's kind of who I am. I fear no man. The only thing I fear, as long as I'm on the subject, at this point in my life, is disappointing my daddy. That's it. Everything else can go to hell. So it was when he led himself onto the platter, when he began to speak of golden parachutes. I broke in mid-sentence and said, kind of like you're doing now, correct? I didn't stutter though, because I was primed and ready. I was a sniper, because I did not want to be there. I saw it was a waste of taxpayers' dollars. Yeah, he said, yes, and some who have worked in the business will reapply themselves in another sector, and as they're leaving, they'll take a golden parachute. And I said, kind of like you're doing now, correct? There was a lull throughout the auditorium, and they forced me to take that class again. Oh, and I eagerly sat front row the second time. I know, because I'm a dick like that. And then there was the one on you can use saran wrap in lieu of a condom if you find yourself in a situation where you want to fornicate, but you don't have prophylactics. Or, no, fair enough to be said, but not so much for the fear of causing a pregnancy, but for the fear of contracting an STD. You see, this class was being taught by what I believe was a man who happened to be homosexual. And I believe the informative class for the benefit of the Department of Labor and its staff was workplace laissez-faire. How's that? Don't ask, don't tell. Okay, there you go. We're just going to shove it. We're going to sweep it all under that. Don't ask, don't tell. But yet we were asked to, go to the class and learn about don't ask, don't tell. Okay? In fact, and you can boil it down to saran wrap can be used in lieu of a condom. I suppose if you would like to insert your penis into another man's ass. That way you won't have to worry about contracting AIDS. There. I believe I've taken off all the frills. Okay. So, yeah, the truth is good. Makes it easier. Oh, what tangled webs we weave when first we practice to deceive. No, that'd be true. And you just can't keep track of all that shit. You can't. I don't care how good you are. I mean, unless you walk around with like a Columbo, spiral little, like detectives use the mini notepad. Well, 21st century, I guess they would be using an iTouch. Yeah. I've spoken of Joey in the past. A good friend of mine. Joey was homosexual. Can I just do it? I just want to do it to be a dick. Let me just do it. Just forget this part. You're gonna hear this part and then just forget it. Because I like this to try to be like a nice post and kind of an upbeat post and kind of a sweet post. So, but I have to get this in because I'm me. Okay? Now, what was I going to say? Because I have no crib notes again, and I'm stoned as shit. And Joey. Joey was sweet. Joey was tender. Okay, there it is. Are you now, or have you ever been homosexual? I'm an asshole. Some of my some of my best friends are homosexuals. Go get there, Trooper. What you doing after work, boy? The good fortune that I've had in meeting some of these men who are of a homosexual proclivity have been some of the finest gentlemen in my life. They are sweet. They are tender. They are thoughtful. They are caring. They are loving. They're a bit of a fucking whore. Come on, you guys. But I think you finally wised up. Thank you. With AIDS and everything else, you can't be promiscuous like that. It's not safe for anyone. Yes, these are some of the finest men that I've had the pleasure of knowing. I've heard it said that Alexander the Great was bisexual. Or perhaps homosexual. And, had the female around for appearances. Oh, Alexander the Great. Any military historian will tell you. He's up there with Sun Tzu. These are some field marshals here. And my understanding was that he was a homosexual. Yeah, some of the finest human beings I've met have been homosexual men. Quick aside, and I think I've shared it before, quick aside, they are thoughtful men. Quick aside, so Rod Stewart or something's Christmas, and I know I've shared it before, but it's like apropos. It's apropos right here, okay? So, yeah, like Rod Stewart. I heard this story, it's like one of them junkie stories here on, from the old hag, Dusty Street, I'm sorry, Dusty. And, yeah, okay. I didn't mean old hag. I've never seen a picture of you. Maybe you're hot. Okay, maybe you're like Julie Newmar. Maybe it's not too late for you to do a photo spread in your 70s. I don't know, because I don't know how old you are. So, I'm sorry, dear. I love you. I'm just being a dork. So, but you're the reason I quit XM satellite radio. Not you per se, but I just wanted to hear music. I didn't want to hear, I didn't want to hear other people's egos. I'm far too enamored with my own. Yeah, these have been some of the best men I've had the ability to. Yeah, it's like Chris. This is how I see stories. So like Ron the Mod. He's a model railroader enthusiast. I know I touched on that before too, because that's geeky shit right there. And I would know all about model railroading. And I told you about the Markland I have in my garage. Hey, you know, it's Christmas week. Maybe I could put up a whole layout on my dining room table with room to spare. Or not. So he gives Elton John, what was it, Rod the Mod? Sexy little bastard, you. Even now, old man. Yeah, you got it. I ain't trying to date you, okay? I'm just saying, I'm giving you props. One model, one RTR guy, not to another, okay? And only you, another mod, gonna get that. One kit basher to moving along. So Rod really fucked up one Christmas because I'm told he gave Elton John, he wasn't Sir then. And he wasn't in the last track when I mentioned it, because that was only a couple weeks ago probably. And at that time, because now I'm reliving, so he wasn't a night either time. So, and Elton John gave Rod the Mod, I want to say Rod the Mod gave him like a Ronco Vegematic, you know, and Elton John, Liberace, okay, you did flaunt it well, you showman. Oh, I give you props, Elton. I give you props. So, and Elton gave Rod the Mod a Rembrandt. You can't make this up. It's got to be true. Okay, so like I'm knowing you, right? Like you're a friend of mine, right? You're another watchmaker, let's say, right? In the field. And I'm like, here you go, man. Here's a gift certificate to a parts house, you know. And then he gives me like, you know, a Rolex Presidential. Okay, where was I? It's good shit. Because I can include that story. I believe Sir Elton John is homosexual. So, and I gotta believe he's probably one of those guys I'd love to have lunch with. But that's all, Elton. Okay, you're involved. You're in a relationship. All right, I don't do that. I'm not a homewrecker, bitch. Yeah, well, I wrecked my own home. That was enough. Yeah. And so I want to say that these are some of the finest men I've ever known. I have no problem saying that. And so I do not understand anything at all, really, if I stop and become honest. My view of the universe is very, very tiny. You see, my view of the universe as a man is not much beyond the fence that I had put up in my backyard. So I don't know what is right, and I don't know what is wrong. I do not, if I'm being honest. And this is why I stay close to the God of my understanding. The track, The Preacher's Daughter, it's way back. Quick, I'll cite it. Because all I understand is the old man at Daytona Beach who told me that water was the most powerful force on earth, and I am pleased to report to you that he was dead in the grave, wrong. It is love, and I have seen it exhibited by more than one homosexual man. Love of the greatest kind, brotherhood. Now, I'm going to end on a happy note, because this is kind of like a melancholy. That's a John derivation of melon, well, you know. Ochre, well, don't do that one, because that was a huge bird of prey that must be a sign from God. I'm probably going to be eaten today. Okay, so, don't you go there, you dirty boy. And I just want to end on just briefly, and much like the Quran and Pelagia and the Jehovah's Witnesses. I'll come back to it later, maybe. And I just want to end on this, that I love homosexual men, and I love homosexual women. There, okay? Women that love other women. Lesbians. I think they're called lesbians, from the Isle of Lesbos. I know, see? You listen to the old man, you might learn something. You're useless. So, and I'm sorry, but a lot of you girls, partners, husbands, you have to tell me which one is the husband, okay? I'm not that good. You give me 5 minutes with the two of you and I'll be able to figure it out. Yeah, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and I'll be able to figure out who's. Now, see, here's where it really gets tricky with lesbians, because sometimes there isn't a husband and a wife. I want to see how far I can stretch that out. Ooh, hold on. Yeah, you've had your meds. Relax. Yeah, I need a second. Hold on. I'm old. I know when I begin to ascertain that what is it? Because life's like that. No, it's not, Avril. And it's complicated. It's really complicated because you can have with two women, you can have a husband and a wife, and you can have two wives, and I'm pretty sure you can have two husbands. And okay, so I'm sensing a little confusion here on the female side, is what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And hostility, because y'all are mean to me. And the shorter your hair is, it seems like the meaner you get to me. Because I think you know too, you're sensitive, and you feel me coming, and I want to pick at you, but it's lovingly. But you don't want to be lovingly picked at. And so you get all shitty. I like homosexual men. Jury's still out on the women, bitches.